Hopefully I don't go into a rant with every single one of these. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Johanna and welcome to my cozy book space. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a book unhaul. I should have done this a while ago, but recently I have been seeing on Book Talk people saying that their books got like book lice or like mold. I had seen it, okay, I had peeped it, and then my sister sends me a TikTok about the same thing, and I was like, you know what, this is enough. So I went through every single bookshelf that I own. I went through all of the books and I unhauled books that I knew that in my heart I was not going to be reading, and or other books that I knew that I just didn't want, I didn't see myself picking up, etc. There could be many reasons. We'll get into that with each specific book, but I literally cleaned all my bookshelves and we are book lice and mold free. Okay, so I also did a little bit of rearranging on my shelves, if you can tell. I am also trying out a new microphone, so let me know how that is. I'm always trying to improve my filming quality. So let me know if you guys like this audio better. I was just finding with my last one that there was like some static and I just was not vibing with it. I haven't filmed in so long and I feel like my lights are so bright that I'm squinting. Also with my YouTube fam, with my booktube fam, I did get engaged, which is the ring that you see on my finger. My nails aren't done, so don't mind that. They were done when I got proposed. Okay, I'm also gonna have to get used to the fact that I have a microphone on my chest, and hopefully like with my hand movements I don't continue to hit the microphone. Anyways, yes, I'm engaged. Your girl's engaged. Yeah, so I am going to get into this book unhaul. Seems fitting before I do like a giant book haul. Okay, starting off strong, we have Knotted by Pam Godwin. This is actually a hardcover of this book. This was the book that I took with me to either Book Bonanza or Polycon and it got personalized and signed. Yeah, I love this trilogy. It's one of my favorite dark cowboy romance trilogies. I actually want the OG covers in a paperback edition. For some reason, I thought this would be like a special edition. You will see with a lot of these. For some reason, I thought like hardcover of my favorite books would be like a special edition and I would prefer to have them signed. That's just not the case. I just feel like I'm a paperback girly, especially when it comes to romance books. When it comes to fantasy, I prefer a hardcover, but we live and we learn. And so this is why I'm unhauling this book. Even though it pains me because it is signed and personalized to me, I want this trilogy in paperback editions. I justified putting this one in my book unhaul list because I do have special editions of this trilogy that are like legitimate like special editions and they're gorgeous and they're stunning. So this is why I'm unhauling this one. Hopefully I don't go into a rant with every single one of these. Then we have The Gods Only Know by Rory L. Scott. I'm unhauling this just for the simple fact that I have another copy. So this is a duplicate. This is one of my all-time favorite series. I love this author. I love this series. I love this book. It's so good, but I don't need two copies of it, and so that's why I'm getting rid of it. I actually got gifted the entire series for my birthday from my sister, which shout out to her because this series will always have like a special place in my heart for me. I'm so happy that I ended up getting them for my birthday. Another one that I have a duplicate of, this is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is the signed edition. I can't tell if that's like printed or actually signed. The only reason I'm getting rid of this again is because I have it already, and I didn't realize that I had already bought it when I bought this one. Tell me you have a book buying problem without telling me you have a book buying problem. Yeah, so this is the only reason I'm getting rid of this one. I will also say I'm putting all of these books on my Pango. They actually already are on my Pango, and Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil actually was the first one to sell, but a lot of these are still on my Pango, and my Pango is always listed down below in the description box for you guys to check out. Definitely check that out if you're looking at any of these and you would love to have them in your library. That's one thing that I tell myself about book unhauls, is that I may not love it, but I know that somebody else would love this book more and would love to have it on their shelves. Anyways, then I have An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is a hardcover edition. This is like an alternative cover. I don't know if this is an alternative cover. I just don't know, okay? But I do have the paperback editions of the OG covers, and I have the paperback editions of the new covers, and I just don't need a hardcover of that series. One, because I would prefer that series in paperback. I'm just more lenient on hardcovers when they're in the fantasy category, but this one I'm good to get rid of because I love my paperbacks. So that one's on there. And then we have a couple of these. Okay, so You guys, this is why you should not be like me, okay? Don't be like me. I'm gonna get rid of Throttled by Lauren Asher, the indie copy and the Bloom edition copy. I got this entire 4-book series by Lauren Asher, the indie edition and the publisher edition, before I even had read this series, but I knew that it was a beloved series. I'm fucking crazy, and I bought this series in 2 different editions. I don't want to talk about it. But I finally did read this, and I think I gave it like 3 or 3.5 stars. I just don't see myself rereading this, so it just has to go. Like, it can't be on my shelf because I know that I'm never going to reread it. But you know, you live and you learn. Okay, this video is a testament that you live and you learn. You know, your preferences change and what you want. And like that first initial newbie book buying frenzy is just, it's just kind of over, you know, kind of. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to get rid of these because I did read it and I just don't see myself rereading it. Another one. I'm gonna be getting rid of Collided, the indie copy and the publisher copy. I did read this. I liked this one more than I did the first book, but I just don't see myself rereading this one either. I just didn't connect with them, and I just don't need them on my shelf. I really truly don't. With that being said, I got like the first print of the publisher ones, and they have like the spines create like a little F1 car. But you know, I'm gonna read the 3rd book and I'm gonna read the 4th book, and depending, like, if I believe those books are people's favorite, so I'm gonna see whether I love them as much as everybody else and will actually want to keep them on my shelves. I'm just gonna have an incomplete series, but I'm trying to be okay with that. Okay, moving on, we have Do I Know You by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. This was actually really good. This was a marriage in trouble, and they kind of try to spice up their marriage while also kind of trying to figure out what went wrong. I did really enjoy this. I just didn't connect to it as much as I wanted to, and I just don't see myself rereading it, but it is a book that I would recommend. I just don't want it on my shelves. Then I have 2 different copies of The Wrath in the Dawn. So I have the original like paperback copy. It has some annotations in it. I don't think, oh, I was definitely like highlighting in pencil. So like it's definitely something that could be erased. And my tabs, I'll just take them out if anybody purchases it. And then I have this alternative cover with some gold foiling. I love this. Okay, I love this cover. And I did read this book, and I really enjoyed it. The ending does end on a cliffhanger. Did I read the second one too? I think I read the second one too. And I think the second book really just dragged this book out for me. And I just wasn't connecting with it. It was very low on the romance, and I wasn't really intrigued by the plot. And so that is why I'm unhauling The Wrath in the Dawn and the 2 different covers, as well as I'm unhauling The Rose and the Dagger in the alternative cover. These 2 covers actually go together. Like, how stunning. Like, I wish I loved them because the covers are gorgeous, but sadly I did not love it, and I'm never going to reread it, so it shouldn't even be on my shelves. And then I'm just gonna get rid of the original cover of this book as well. So that's all, they just all gotta go. They gotta go. Then I'm going to be unhauling Misconduct by Penelope Douglas. I believe this is the indie edition with like the woman on the cover. My bad if there was an angle change, my battery died. Let's get back into it. We were talking about Misconduct by Penelope Douglas. So I'm gonna unhaul this. I did listen to the audiobook of this. I did enjoy it. I just don't think that I would ever reread this. I do recommend it for a good spicy time, and it is a single dad romance, and it is his son's teacher. So definitely forbidden. If that sounds like up your alley, I do recommend for a read. If I do ever want to reread it, then I have the audio book. So I just don't need the physical copy on my shelves because I don't actually see myself like sitting down and picking this book up to read it. That's the case with a lot of these books, okay? Then we read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. We finally got to this book, and I did listen to this on audio, and this was a book. I will say it wasn't bad, but again, I just don't see myself wanting to reread this, and if I do, I have the audio for it. So I don't need this book physically. It's not a book that I want to reread and like annotate. There is very beautiful writing in here. I really like the story. The ending had me gagged. Like, I was like, next book that I'm unhauling is this Fourth Wing special edition from the Bookish Box. Yep, the Bookish Box exclusive luxe edition of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Has this stunning, beautiful sprayed edges. Has like the white and then the gold little brackets on the side. This is like a weapon. Okay, this is a weapon. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's just chef's kiss. But I think 5 copies of fourth wing is enough. I don't need a sixth. And out of all of the ones that I own, I was like, this might be my least favorite, even though I do love it. It is my least favorite. So I was like, girl, you got to get rid of something. Like, you got to get rid of something from the series, because having 6 editions, special editions of the same book is kind of crazy. And you know what? Maybe I'll get rid of even more editions later on, but this one hurt. So I'm just going to keep it down to 1. Next one I'm unhauling is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Austin, because this is a YA fantasy, I believe. YA, like middle grade fantasy. I just know like the plot is really good, and a lot of people actually love this book. And I believe this is like the only middle grade that I have on my shelves, and I just know. So this is being unhauled. I'm gonna be unhauling Untamed by Glennon Doyle's. You guys might not know, which you probably don't, but I have like a collection of self-help books, because I was very much into self-help books before I realized like romance and fantasy and like all of that was a thing. So like when I fell out of my love for reading, I found self-help books, and I feel like that was like my first introduction back into books, and I was just buying them whenever I saw them, and this was one of them. And I just read some reviews. I just don't think that this one is going to resonate with me. I did keep all of my other ones and I like moved them somewhere else, but this one I think I'm going to unhaul just because I don't think that I will love this one. Then we have a hardcover edition of Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. This was one of those ones that I thought having a hardcover and a book that I loved would be special edition for the author to sign. So this is actually signed by the author as well. It is personalized, so I'm sad to see it go, but I have the paperback edition of this book and I want to get the paperback edition of this alternative cover. I just don't see myself ever wanting to pick this book up and reread it as a hardcover. So this was something that I had purchased also for like the book conventions to have them sign. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with that. I really don't. I'm going to be unhauling The Bridgerton, The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. This is a hardcover of the first book in this series. So when the TV show was coming out on Netflix, I loved the TV show. I loved it immensely. So I thought I was going to want to read this story like physically, like actually read the books, and that didn't end up happening. And I ended up getting this like hardcover Walmart exclusive edition. And I was going to slowly but surely buy these like every time they came out, but I think the 3rd season came out and they didn't make a exclusive edition for it. So that's one reason I'm gonna be unhauling it, because I'm most likely not gonna get the rest of the series in these exclusive special editions. And also I just don't see myself wanting to read them anymore. And then if I do, when more seasons come out and I'm back into that like love for historical romances, I'll just listen to the series on audio, because I think I'll probably enjoy it that way more. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be unhauling this Walmart exclusive edition of The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. With that being said, I'm also going to be unhauling The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn. They do match, like they're meant to be a set, but The Viscount Who Loved Me was actually a Target exclusive edition. I ended up getting it again because I thought I was gonna get the entire series in these as like special editions. Moving on, we have The Score by Elle Kennedy. This is actually a Hello Lovely special edition. It looks like this as for the end papers. This is the cover. It has its foiling. The sprayed edges are like this silver chrome. Silver chrome? Is that what it is? It is signed by the author. I'm getting rid of this because when I first read this book, I think I gave it 4 stars. I think I have a really old like book talk video doing a review on this book. But thinking back, I think this might be like a 3.5. Maybe it is still a 4-star. But I just will never know because I don't want to reread it. I don't have this urge or this want to reread this series, let alone this book specifically. Even if I do in the future, I would want them to be in paperback. I don't know why Hello Lovely all of a sudden switched from doing special edition paperbacks into hardcover special editions. Like, I don't get it. And so that's why I canceled my subscription, and I think this is the last book that I ended up getting from them. It's cute, but I just don't need, I don't need this special edition. I know somebody else would love this special edition more than I do. So that's got to go. Let's talk about another Hello Lovely special edition. This is More of You by A.L. Jackson. This is when they were doing their paperback exclusive editions. I just don't like the character art of this one. Like, it's cute, but like why does her hand look like that? Like, it just drives me mad. I don't understand why it looks like that. It doesn't make any sense. Her arms are like freakishly long. Like, I don't get it. This one is signed as well by the author. And if I ever do want to read this, I think it's on Kindle Unlimited. read, and I like the original cover of this book better. So if I do read it and I love it, I'll just get the original copy. Like, I don't need this copy. I don't really like it. This one is A Million Miles Away by Laura Avery. I'm just never gonna read this. Like, I remember buying this and thinking it sounded interesting, and I'm just never gonna read it, so it's just gotta go. This one pains me. This is the Grip Trilogy by Kennedy Ryan. So we have Flow, which I believe is the first book, like first little novella. Then we have Grip, and then we have Still. I will say I do want to read this. Like, I want to read this bad, but I'm getting rid of these special editions. To be honest, like, the covers aren't bad, but the font, like the font that they decided to use, and you know what, a little bit of the art, it doesn't make sense. And then these spines, like, are you kidding? Like, that's ugly. In my opinion. Yeah, that's ugly in my opinion. Like, why would they make that font and like have it be white and like outlined like bubble? Like, I wish that they would come out with a different special edition for this trilogy that I actually loved so I can buy it. With that being said, this was done by Steamy Lit. No offense. It was done by them. I think I got it without knowing what they were going to look like. And then when I got them in the mail, I was very, very underwhelmed by them. Like, I hated them when I opened them, but I kept it for so long because, one, they were special editions. It was a trilogy that I wanted to read. It was a trilogy that is very, very, very much loved. So I was waiting to read it to see if I loved it so much that I could like put it aside. Despite all my excuses of why I didn't just get rid of this in the first place. When I do read this, I believe it's on Kindle Unlimited. If it's not, don't quote me, but I think it is. And so if it's not, and I do want to read this trilogy, I would just literally prefer like the original copies, like original cover copies than this. Like, this is cute and all, like this one's really cute, like the wedding scene, but what kind of fucking, the font, like the font kills me, you guys. And the spines and the font kill me. It just makes no sense to me. This one I don't mind either. This one's really cute. I just hate the font again. This one I love, but I don't like the font. And I think that the way, like the way that the artist did the hero's neck, like, why is his neck so thick? Then I'm going to be unhauling the Complete Bargainer series, Bind Up by Laura Thalassa. I love this. Like, it's so pretty, but she's thick. Okay, it's all the books in one. For some reason, I thought that I wanted this, and so I got it used. So it has a cracked spine, but like, this is like, they don't make these no more. Okay, I thought that maybe I would read this physically and this would be the copy that I would annotate, but absolutely not. I have this series and it's original, like, single copies, so I decided to get rid of this one because why do I need the bind up if I have them individually? You know, so I'm just gonna get rid of this. Then these next three are kind of random. I found them, I think, just in my book buying phase. I thought they sounded interesting and I bought them thinking I was gonna read them, and I just never picked them up. And I feel like I've had these since I first started my booktube channel. So this one here is Wild Thing by Janelle Dennison. Yeah. I just don't see myself picking it up and reading it. We have Dirt Music by Tim Winton. Again, I just don't see myself picking it up. This one a little bit hurts me because it's an MM romance, but I just don't see myself picking this up. And if I do ever want to read any of these three, they are on my Goodreads want to read. So if they get chosen, then I will read them. But otherwise, like, I don't need them physically. And if they're chosen, I'll read them in some other format. This is Bareback by Chris Owen. We're getting down to the last few. This one is kind of in the same category. This is The Dating Charade by Melissa Ferguson. Yeah, I found this, thought I was going to read it and never did. It's got to go. All right, then we have Lotus by Jennifer Hartman. This was actually chosen for one of my TBR Jar Chooses My TBR reads, and I did listen to this. I really enjoyed it. I just don't see myself ever rereading this book, and it is the Bloom edition. I thought it was the indie copy because this is a weird like size for a book. Yeah, I didn't love it. I don't see myself rereading it, so it's got to go. I just don't need it on my shelves. So, okay, we're getting down to the last couple of special editions that I'm going to be getting rid of. So we have Luna Mare by Pepper Winters. This is the first book. Like, how stunning is she? Like literally, she is so beautiful. The spine, like, are you kidding? She's stunning. This was done from the Mystic box. So I actually did read this book. I really, really did love it. I gave it 4 stars, and I will be continuing in the duet because it is a duet. But I did get the audiobook for the second book in the duet, so I wouldn't have to physically read it, and I can just listen to it and actually finish the duet because I do want our characters HEA, and you don't get it in this first book. But with that being said, once I get the HEA, I just don't think that I will ever think about this book again or want to reread this duet. And so why have it on my shelves? This is not a book that I absolutely love. I debated keeping them because the covers are so stunning, but I just, like, I didn't love it enough to keep it. And also it is a dark contemporary romance. I just don't want my contemporary romance and my dark romance to be hardcover. And I don't need a special edition of this book, especially when I didn't love it as much as I wanted to, even though it's stunning, you guys. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful, but I can't justify it. And if I can't justify it, it's got to go. It's got to go. With that being said, we have Court Amare by Pepper Winters. This is the second book in the duet. These 2 were in the Mystic box. Just stunning. Like, this orange, like, are you kidding? And the sprayed edge with the seashell. It literally hurts my heart. Like, it physically hurts me because they're stunning, but they have to go. So I will say Pepper Winters' writing is really beautiful. I actually read this one as an ebook. Like, I read it on my Kindle, like the entirety of it. And these are chunkers. Like, these are thick books. How pretty do they look together? Anyways, let's talk about this series of special edition that I'm going to be unhauling. These hurt my heart. I thought real long and hard about whether I was going to be unhauling these. I just remember when I was unboxing these and how excited I was getting these in the mail, but I just didn't understand the books that I liked, etc. So anyways, the series that I'm talking about, I'm going to try and hold all of these up for you guys. The series that I'm going to be unhauling is the Salacious Players Club series. These are special editions done by cover to cover. They're absolutely stunning. As you can see by the spines, I will go through them individually. The reason why I'm unhauling these is because, again, it is a dark sex club contemporary romance. This is the first book, Praise. I love these. Like, I love the silver foiling. I love, like, the matte black finish. And I love that every cover has like an object that has to do with the actual story. And I have read this series. It's an all-time fave series. I don't want hardcovers of my favorite contemporary romances. I just don't feel like I absolutely need them. Of course, there are some exceptions, and maybe this series would have been an exception. But my second reason of why I'm unhauling these is because I own the People covers, like the People Indie Edition covers of this series, as well as I own the Publisher Edition covers of this series as well. So the reason why I have both of those is because I want to reread this series, and I did want to annotate it at the time that I was buying all the other ones, but I do want to annotate it. And the ones that I want to annotate, of course, are the Publisher editions, because those you can just get and find anywhere. My People cover ones are like my babies. I love those. I love every single human on that cover. Like, I think Sarah Kay did a really good job choosing actual people for the representation of her characters, and they're just hot. I love them. Okay, and because I own those 2 sets of one series, I don't need a third one, and I especially don't need the third one to be hardcover. But you guys, honestly, me sitting here telling you why I'm unhauling it, I'm still thinking about whether I truly want to unhaul it, but I can't go back because this is already listed on my Pangos. But the second book is Eyes on Me. Oh my god, just gorgeous, like stunning. These don't have sprayed edges, but they are digitally signed. This one has the ice cubes. If you know, you know. Then we have Give Me More. This one has the rings, the 3 rings, because this is an MMF romance. It's so good, you guys. It's literally so good. Then we have Mercy. This one's so good. I think this is one of my least favorite ones. This one's like a reverse dom sub with a MF couple. And then we have Highest Bidder with the whiskey glass, because this is an ultimate age gap. I really loved this one too. It's the silver foiling, guys, that really does it for me. This one pains me because I think it's just such a sexy book cover. This is Madame with like the heels and the thong. Like, please, it's so good. Yeah, Madame is a throuple, I believe, with 2 girls, 1 guy, and then one of the girls is the dom. yeah. Moving on, these are the last two books that I'm going to be unhauling. I think I kind of saved the best for last, if you will. So we have the Cat and Mouse Duet. These are the Mystic Box original HD Carlton box. The reason why I say these are the Mystic Box original books of the Cat and Mouse Duet that they did is because they actually requested for these to get returned because they found that AI was used to create the art on these covers. So Mystic Box said that if you are uncomfortable with that, then you could return them and wait for them to come out with a brand new set for the Cat and Mouse Duet. The reason why I didn't return mine back to them was because one, it was going to be a hassle to return them. Two, I didn't hate these covers. I didn't like that they used AI for these covers, but I didn't know what the new editions were going to be like, and I didn't want to return these ones that I liked for ones that I potentially would not like. And I'm pretty sure, honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, but did they ever come out with a new set? Because I feel like after they did that whole thing of returning them and then waiting for like the new editions to come out, I never heard anything about it. Like I never saw anybody unbox them. I never saw somebody show them. I didn't even see it on their page. Maybe they did, I just missed it, and I feel like it's been years. Like it's literally been years. So it was just doing a lot, you know. These are the sprayed edges. Like they're gorgeous, stunning additions. Like they embody the Cat and Mouse Duet, I think, perfectly. They have like this beautiful silver foiling. They have quotes on the back. They have the house on the back. They have the train on the back. I love this duet. Like I love the Cat and Mouse Duet, but the reason why I'm unhauling these are because one, I have a special edition paperback bind up of both books. So that's one copy. And then I have the original copies, book 1 and book 2, with like the OG covers, like the covers that are like actually out now. I have both of those. So I have 2 copies of this duet. I just don't need a third one. Even though they're beautiful, I just don't need a third one. And I already have a special edition of it, so I don't need another special edition. And this is a dark romance, and I just don't ever see myself picking this book up for a reread. I don't see myself picking this book up to reread it. This is more of a book to like have on display and just like as just a beautiful copy. Like I get that special editions are that, but I didn't need that, you know. And like if I do want to display a special edition, then I have my paperback one. And also like again with some special editions, not me, but I know a lot of people like to read their special editions, but I would never want to pick this book up and read it physically. One, it's a hardcover. I don't like reading romances in hardcover. And two, I want to reread this and annotate it, and I would never annotate this book because it's like a special edition. You know what? I think I said a lot without saying anything. But these are the last books that I will be unhauling. To be honest, you guys, I am proud of all of the books that I am unhauling. I really did go through all of my books. I dusted and I went through all of them, and I really said to myself, do I want this book or do I want to unhaul it? And I will say I cleared off, like I have like a 4 cubby, and I cleared off 2, and then I cleared off a whole shelf. That might not be a lot. But it's a lot to me, okay? So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out any of these books if you're interested down below in my Pango. Literally no pressure if you don't want to. Like, I'm just letting you guys know. Yeah, you guys, I myself personally love to watch book unhauls because I love to see what people are getting rid of. If you guys want to let me know that you made it to the end of this video, then go ahead and leave me a trash bin emoji. Is there even a trash bin emoji? I don't even know. But if there is one, comment that emoji down below in the comments. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.